When I'm coaching low elo players, I seem to always come across the concept of tracking enemy players. Not jungle tracking, and not tracking them during lane, but at all times. It's something you would never be able to tell that high elo players are doing, but it's a super important concept. At all points in the game, high elo players are tracking everyone on the enemy team as well as they can, or predicting where they will go since the last time they saw them. By doing this, you can get picks, get a tempo advantage that can win a team fight, get vision, and more. So today, that's what I'm going to teach you guys how to do and show you real examples of it giving big payoffs. Also, I'm going to test your knowledge throughout the video, starting with the most basic questions and progressing to more advanced ones. Let's start with this first game where I'm playing Fizz on a Diamond Smurf. I'm looking for a Ziggs and a Yuumi that were up here, and I eventually find them in the river getting the fruit. I chase long enough to get into range to use my ult, and it hits Yuumi since she just jumped off, so I burst her quickly as more of the enemy team show up. I hourglass the Ziggs ult, then use E to get away as the Veigar is sprinting towards me. Luckily, my Lucian heals me after Veigar flashes and ults, so I live, and the teamfight ends with us getting 3 kills and none of us die. I'm going to recall and go straight to bot lane to clear the waves and push them to the enemy tower. While I'm doing this, pay attention to the minimap and track where the enemy team is. Alright, at this point, who's the only person on the enemy team that could come down here to collect this bot wave? So this is the most basic form of tracking the enemy team. When you could see them on wards or collecting waves, it should have been no real mystery that Veigar was the only one heading this way. This is also a fundamental concept for playing assassins, and is why they like to side lane so much. You push a wave, someone has to collect it, which is also called a tempo advantage, and by tracking the enemy team, you will know if it's someone you can kill or not. In this situation, I knew I could kill Veigar, and that's what I do when he eventually shows up. But let's say it was Set who was heading bot. I can't actually dive Set, so instead of sitting in the brush and waiting for him, I would use the tempo advantage I have from pushing the wave to the tower to rotate and look for a fight in mid while Set is farming bot. So that scenario was very basic and standard, but things are going to get more complicated as we go on. Anyways, I killed Veigar then cleared the bot wave. The last time we saw enemies on the map, it was here about 10 seconds ago, so let's just play it from there. Alright, who can be bot lane now? We know the 3 missing, Kindred, Ziggs, and Yuumi, should be coming bot since they didn't show up top yet and aren't pushing mid. So when Ziggs shows up, I just start running. Kindred also shows up as expected, and we pop her ult before starting to run away. But she flashes the wall and catches the Kha'Zix. Alright, at this point, if you were me on Fizz, what would you do next? Well, I know Kindred doesn't have ult now, and she has nothing to do on bot side at this point. So what she should do is recall and head to top side. But there's a good chance she doesn't respect that I could be in the jungle still and just runs through the jungle. Her first route, and the most greedy one, would be coming directly towards me from Tribrush, so I wait here for a few seconds while popping Sweeper to make sure it's not warded. It's been long enough though that she can't be coming this route anymore, so she could be taking the long way around near Krugs, so I move to this brush. As expected, here she comes. And somehow Nautilus misses hook, so I just use my ult to guarantee we get the pick. So this was another small example of tracking, but a little bit of a different scenario and required a bit more game sense. By knowing what the enemy team should be doing or where they are rotating, you can make picks like this, especially if you have a sweeper, so you know you're not on vision. For this next example, we're going to start at a team fight, where I'm the only one on my team that's left standing, but we killed the enemy Kindred and Set. I collect some fruit and sit in the brush waiting for someone to potentially rotate to mid, but they don't come. From this point, pay attention to the minimap once again. I clear mid first, and this now gives me a tempo advantage. You will see Set is going to have to collect this wave in a few seconds. But now for an advanced question. Where should Kindred be headed right now? Kindred respawned about 5 seconds ago, and Baron is the big objective right now, and top scuttle is coming up. So I know she's going right through her top side gate into her top jungle right now, or is in the general area. So I go into the enemy topside jungle with Sweeper, and sadly there's a blue ward here. Otherwise this is just a free pick and they would have no idea I was here. I'm going to quickly clear Scuttle though before trying to go back into the enemy jungle, but Set is here. Based off what we saw before, who could be here right now other than Set? We saw Ziggs with Yuumi clearing bot wave 18 seconds ago, so I know they can't be here yet. Only Veigar and Kindred can be here. My target is Kindred though, so when I see her, I chase her down and get the kill. Now, this might seem like something you do all the time, but it's not. I'm not flipping a coin here and hoping the enemy team doesn't show up. I knew exactly where Ziggs and Yuumi could be, and without them, they can't stop me from killing Kindred when her ult is down. If I didn't know where they were, it would be extremely risky and borderline trolling to just all-in Kindred or even be in topside jungle at this point. But this is what I mean by high elo players are constantly tracking everyone so they know what plays they can or can't make. Let's look at another game, this time from my main account where I'm on Zed. What I'm going to show you is something really cool, and I like to call it a tempo pick. I'm basically going to permanently have a tempo advantage, and I'm going to use it to make multiple plays in the exact same way because it works that well. I'm setting up for these plays in advance, and you'll see what I mean in a second. To start things off, I'm coming back to lane and Lux overstays trying to clear this wave. Because I have tier 2 boots, I can catch her and get the kill. This pick is going to start everything, because now I have a tempo advantage and I'm tracking everyone. I know Aphelios will have to rotate from bot lane to mid, so after I clear mid, I run to bot to start pushing. At this exact moment, Lux is respawning. If you're confused as to what tempo is, this is an easy way to look at it. Let's say it takes me 15 seconds to run from base to where I am now on the map. Lux just spawned, so I have a 15-second tempo advantage. I'm already at the wave, so I can push it before she's even in the lane. But after I push it, I know that the enemy bard could be down here. So I go into this brush to wait, and I see him in the river. Patience is key here. I just wait as I know it's probably not warded. I put a control ward down to be sure though. Bard walks away after collecting the chime, so Lux definitely doesn't suspect me being here. And I have been planning on killing Lux ever since I killed her earlier, as this is a strategy that is very common in high elo on an assassin. But even with this great setup, my ult was down for 1 second, and Lux actually had the damage to 100 to 0 me because of her buffs in the recent patch, so I die. I'm just going to blame Riot here. This is where it gets really cool though. I'm going to create this exact same setup as soon as I respawn. So once I'm alive again, I just run straight to Herald as a fight is happening there. I get a double kill, and watch how easy this is. I literally do the exact same thing. I run to bot lane knowing Lux will have to catch mid, and Aphelios will have to catch bot after he respawns. So I just clear the waves and sneak into this brush as I know he's about to show up, but he won't be able to see me walk in here. It's the same situation as the Lux from before, just swapping Lux with Aphelios because Aphelios was the one that was dead this time. So just like how I was already planning to kill Lux in bot lane after I killed her in mid, I was already planning to kill Aphelios again after I killed him at Herald. Sadly, just like the Lux situation, I'm not going to get this kill since my ult wasn't up yet and I didn't have enough damage, especially without Ignite. But you can see how insane the strategy is and how it works. I get kills like this all the time, especially in lower elos. Against really good players, they don't fall for this as often, but they slip up every now and then. You might be wondering at this point though, what if nobody comes to catch the wave? I know that happens in low elo. If that happens and the enemy team is just grouping, you're in a great position. Because it's completely different than a scenario where, for example, you're starting to push bot because the wave is at your tier 2 tower, and the enemy team is already grouped in mid as 5. That means you're at a tempo disadvantage, so by the time you push the waves to their tier 2 and can start pressuring it, they could win an entire fight and do Baron. But if you're already at their tier 2, and then you see them start grouping, you can just start working on it right away and really put the pressure on the enemy team. They will try to force and get nothing, or they might just die, or they won't know who to send to stop the assassins that split pushing, or they'll just send nobody and you get a free 600 gold.
Now, what you find here on YouTube is just the tip of the iceberg. If you want to unlock your true potential, then you need to dive into SkillCapped.com. We have the largest catalog of League of Legends guides in the entire world, with over 1,500 guides and 350 unique courses. You get brand new guides every week exclusive to our website, along with our Smurf commentaries where our challenger experts walk you through how to carry out of the exact rank you're stuck in. Still unsure? Well, you can have all your questions answered by those same challenger experts. Need one-on-one coaching? We got you covered with hand-picked coaches trained to the highest standard. Don't have time for that? Use Direct Pro, pick a past game you played, and within 24 hours get a personalized video from a top 100 challenger player breaking down exactly what you can do better. The best part, all of this comes with a rank improvement guarantee. If you don't climb at least 5 divisions while actively using SkillCapped, you can claim a refund, no questions asked. So what are you waiting for? Head to SkillCapped.com and get the rank you've always wanted. Link in the description below.
Alright, so this video was basically an introduction to tempo and tracking the enemy team so you can use that tempo to get picks or advantageous fights. But that's going to bring us to the end of this one. Hope you enjoyed it, and as always, thanks for watching.